Hello everyone, this is a quick video talking about how you can get more weekend chance and swap pocket items that you should have in inventory because they're pretty cheap. They're from tier 1. To be straightforward, the items that you want to have in inventory, you want to have the Field Drench Veil cloak. It's a tier 1 cloak that has weekend chance and cooldown that you can swap in the goal to get 200, around 200 weekend chance. And you want to get the ring of Eldritch Icepan, because with just this ring you can get almost 400 weekend chance, which is insane to get 400 weekend chance from a tier 1 item. The problem is, like you heard, it's a tier 1 item, both are tier 1 items, so you'll be losing a bit of power and a bit of defense, but in exchange you will be getting a lot of weekend chance. So those are pocket switch items that you should use based on your need. So for example, my build here, right? I use this one a lot of times. It has 1,474 weekend chance. And with this amount of weekend chance, this might be a little over for a lot of players. And this might be under for a lot of players. So you're gonna need to test your server, test the situation that you're in, the enemy guild that you're playing versus. So for example, I have two builds. I have this first build that I use here that has less weekend chance, but it has more heavy and it has more melee evasion. So this build I use overall in most scenarios that I just want to do damage and I'm not getting resisted, so I just use this, which is enough because most people will run around 1,000 to 1.3 thousand weekend resistance. So this should work in most people. But against some competitive guilds, you're gonna start noticing they can have up to 1.5, 1.6 thousand weekend resistance, even going up to 1.8 sometimes using like the right artifacts and the chaotic rooms. They can even reach 2,000 with certain buffs, so you gotta be aware of that. If I'm not mistaken, SNS has some buffs that help with weekend resistance, but I have seen like tanks reaching close to 2,000. So that's why I'm talking here about swaps. I have this another similar skill here. I just swapped the ring and the cloak for the swaps that I told, and it's just I can get up to almost 1,939 weekend chance, which is like insane. It's a lot of weekend chance. With this, you should never be getting resisted, like ever. So just keep in mind that those are tier 1 items, like I said, so you'll be losing status. For example, on the cloak, I usually use the cloaks with evasion, so I'm losing evasion. As you can see here, with this, I only get 2.8 thousand melee evasion, so I am losing quite a bit to get to this point. It's important to keep that in mind when you're doing things, like you're gonna be getting more weekend chance, but you're losing other status, of course. But you can use this based on your needs. So start with, like, let's say you have 1.2 thousand weekend chance. Oh, I'm getting resisted a lot, so I'm gonna change to the 1.45, right? 1.47 weekend chance. I'm still getting resisted, so what you can do is just, I'm gonna just swap the cloak, right? So I'm gonna swap the cloak for this. Boom, now I'm 1.65, so I should be hitting most of the people, right? Most of the tanks and healers. But if for some reason you're still getting resisted, you cannot end up doing other swaps. For example, instead of doing just the cloak, you can go and do just the ring, right? Just, oops, sorry, the wrong ring out, but yeah, this ring. So you should be around, it's because I lost the perception. We need to readjust the build, but it should be around 1.780, almost 1.8k weekend resistance with this weekend chance, sorry. And like I said, if you want to change the whole thing, you can just do a setup like this, and you're gonna get almost 2,000 weekend chance. So that's basically it. I just wanted to share these two pocket items for tier 1 that you can have and switch based on needs. Of course, you need to adjust your status and rooms, but this should be very important information in case you're playing any type of DPS one, really, because it's good to have those in case you end up facing enemies with a lot of weekend resistance. Thank you for watching. See ya.